Evidence 24 is super straightforward and obvious that it's an evidence. But what do we do with that? How do we apply it is a totally different question. This seems like it's a temple ceremony. There's what's called the priestly blessing in number 6. And the first part of number 6 is talking about what a Nazarene has to do, things like that. Then there's like no transition. Verse 23 says, tell Aaron and his sons, this is how you bless the Israelites. So now we're not talking about the Nazarenes, we're talking about all the Israelites, and we're talking about the way that Aaron is supposed to bless them. It says, say to them, the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. Then verse 27, so they will put my name on the Israelites and I will bless them. So the verbiage is a little different in the KJV, that was the NIV, but basically this seems like a big deal. But of course in the NIV, it's saying, this is how you put my name on the Israelites, with this blessing, even though it's not very, the language is not verbose, not very flowery. Like you might read this and just think someone's just blessing you, I guess. Maybe it's become commonplace. So what's the big deal? Nephi, 3rd Nephi, 1925, basically it looks like Jesus fulfills this. It says, and it came to pass that Jesus blessed them as they did pray unto them, and his countenance did smile upon them, and the light of his countenance did shine upon them. So looking at the KJV verbiage, it says, may the Lord make his face shine upon thee, and be gracious unto thee, and the Lord lift up his countenance upon thee. So lift up countenance upon thee, that the Hebrew words there is a euphemism for smile. So when Christ shows up and his countenance smiles upon them, and then his countenance shined upon them, he's literally fulfilling this priestly blessing. And it's such a big deal. You know, we found scrolls, small scrolls, so I don't know if it was carried like inside an amulet. And here's this picture of a silver scroll carrying this blessing. So I don't know if this blessing was an ordinance, but the evidence comes into play where that the Lord lift up his countenance upon thee is the euphemism for smile upon them. So this gives me a lot of meaning because, to be honest, when I read in 3rd Nephi that Jesus smiled upon them, I didn't think that really meant anything. I guess he smiled at them. Great, why are you writing this down? Now, of course, it's very meaningful because right after, their faces glow. And this is in the context of the equivalent of an intercessory prayer. And I think it has to do with essentially becoming one with the Father is what God is talking about in this section, which is very interesting. You know, all the prophets talk about Christ until when Christ comes, all he does is talk about the Father, right? So it's like whole next level stuff. But anyway, I'll be thinking about this for a long time. The priestly blessing, way more than it appears. I'm convinced of that. But yes, also evidence that whoever wrote the Book of Mormon knew Hebrew inside and out, but also ancient temple traditions. It was almost as if they were an ancient priest. Thanks, bye.